Welcome back to Latin with Mrs. Gearing. Don't forget to like this video if it is helpful to you and subscribe to the channel for more Latin videos coming soon. You can also go back to videos I've already made on all the different tenses in the active indicative. We're currently going through tenses in the passive indicative, and then we will move on to subjunctives. We also have already got videos up for all different noun tables. If there's anything else you'd like to see a video on, don't forget to let me know in the comments below. So in this video, we are looking at the perfect passive indicative. As always, we will talk about what that means, how we translate it, how we form it, and we will look at some examples so you can leave feeling confident in your abilities. So the tense here is perfect, the voice is passive, and the mood is indicative. As always, if you do not know what any of these terms mean, you can click on the link coming up now. We translate the perfect passive as I was something or I have been something. Technically speaking, in English, these are two different tenses. We never learn English grammar anymore, which is a travesty. But if we were to say I was something, I was carried, in English, that would be your past simple. And if you would say I have been carried, that would be your present perfect. Different terms, but just useful to know if you are somebody who learned English as a second language. You form the perfect passive by using your PPP, your perfect passive participle, which is otherwise known as your fourth principal part, and your present tense of the verb to be. Remember, when you have a tense that forms with a participle, and this becomes really important in your passive tenses. So when you have verbs that form with a participle, the participle must agree. What does that mean? Well, think about participles like verbal adjectives. If you think of amatus, having been loved is how you literally translate that, but it actually is amatus a So treat it as a 2-1-2 adjective, meaning in the masculine it goes like the second declension, in the feminine it goes like the first declension, and in the neuter it goes like second declension neuter. So, when you have with a verb, if you have a single male as your subject, then you would have us as your participle ending. If you have a single female, you would have a. And if you have a single neuter thing, you would have If it is in the plural, you would then need amati, amatai, and amata. Again, just like you'd expect in your second declension masculine, first declension feminine, and second declension neuter. So this isn't anything new, it's just putting it in a different form. If you need a revision of your second and first declensions, there are videos coming up now on your screen that you can click on. So remember, your participle must agree. So if you look at our example, portati estis, you were carried or you have been carried, you plural. Because it's plural, you need it to be masculine plural. If it was you girls were carried, then it would be portatai. So you get the idea. You need your participle to agree, and then you just stick on the present tense of the verb to be as a separate word. So it's a separate word. Let's look at the whole table then. So here we have it exactly as you'd expect. And realistically, it should say portatus a and portati I would be a much better way of looking at this table. So you remember to actually decline your your participle, which is a verbal adjective, so that it agrees with the person who is doing the verb, or having the verb done to them in the case of the passive. So any participle must agree. So, anything unusual here? No, not really. Just remembering that you need to know your present tense of the verb to be, which hopefully you feel comfortable with right now, the irregular verb sum, es est, sumus, estis, sunt. Let us have a go at some examples then. If you've learned something on this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos coming in the future. Next up, we will be tackling the pluperfect passive. So, pause the video here if you want to have a go on your own, and then play when you are ready to go through with me. So, ductus est. This would be he was led. How do I know it's he? Because we've got ductus. If it was she was led, it would be ducta. And if it was something neuter, it would be ductum. So nice and simple here. Scriptae estis would be you plural were written. But this is referring to something feminine. So it doesn't mean that it's a group of girls. It could be a feminine noun. So think of letters, epistula. If the letters were written, it would be scriptae. but it will be weird to be addressing letters here. So you, plural, were written. I will admit, I was just coming up with examples here. I didn't necessarily think that it sounds a bit weird for people to be written, or that you're addressing something that's written. Amatus sum. This is a masculine speaker saying I was loved, or I have been loved, also fine. Recti sunt. They were seized. Tentus es. Find tentus in your vocab list. It is the fourth principal part of teneo, always a weird one. So you were held, you singular. Number 6, this is a female speaker, you know, because you've got the a, portata. So I was carried, or I have been carried. Monitus es. You, singular, have been warned, or you were warned. Captus est. He was captured. Inventi sumus, masculine group here. We were found, from invenio. Could also be we have been found, also fine. And auditi sunt, they were heard. If you were saying the words were heard, then we need verba, which is your word for a word for a word. So verbum is singular, verba in the plural. And then you would have audita sunt, because you need it to be neuter plural. So making sure, that is the key thing we take away, your participle must agree with the noun. So the words were heard, verba audita sunt. Don't forget to like this video if it was helpful to you, and follow along for more Latin grammar in the future. Thank you.